In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into the Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union. They were skilled. They were prepared. And they never came back. When rescuers finally found the camp, what they discovered made no sense. The tent had been slashed open from the inside. The hikers had fled barefoot into a raging blizzard at -30 degrees. Some had fatal internal injuries with no external marks on their bodies. One victim was missing her tongue. The Soviet government classified the investigation immediately. The official cause of death? An unknown compelling force. 65 years later, nobody has a definitive answer. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute. He was experienced, having led multiple difficult expeditions before. His team of 8, 7 men and 2 women, were all students or graduates. They had all completed difficult hikes before. This was not a group of amateurs. Their destination was Ural Mountain, a Grade 3 route, the highest difficulty level in Soviet hiking classifications. On the night of February 1, 1959, they made camp on the slopes of a mountain locals called Kolet Syakhl. In the Mansi language, this translates directly to Dead Mountain. When the group failed to send their scheduled telegram, a search party was dispatched. On February 26, they found the abandoned tent on the mountain slope. It had been cut open violently, from the inside. The hikers' belongings, boots, and warm clothing were all still inside. Footprints in the snow showed the group had walked, not ran, calmly away from the tent in socks or bare feet, directly toward the tree line 1.5 kilometers away in the freezing darkness. The first 2 bodies were found at the edge of the forest, at the remains of a small fire. They were barefoot. Their hands were burned, as if they had been desperately clawing at the fire with their bare hands. Over the following weeks, all 9 bodies were recovered. And this is where the case became truly disturbing. 3 hikers had massive, fatal internal injuries, broken ribs, a fractured skull, but with no external wounds. No cuts. No bruises on the skin. The force required to cause those internal injuries was compared by investigators to a car crash. One hiker, Ludmila Dubinina, was found with her tongue, eyes, and soft tissue of the face completely missing. The official explanation was decomposition and scavenging animals. But the others, found nearby, showed no similar damage. Several victims showed traces of radiation significantly above normal background levels. Their skin had an unusual orange tint. Experienced investigators described themselves as genuinely frightened by what they found. Dozens of theories have been proposed over 6 decades. Theory 1, an avalanche. But the slope angle was too shallow, no avalanche evidence was found, and it doesn't explain the injuries or radiation. Theory 2, infrasound. Certain wind conditions over mountain terrain can create infrasound waves, sound frequencies below human hearing, that cause extreme panic, paranoia, and the feeling of being watched. Scientists have reproduced this effect in labs. It could explain why 9 rational people fled their tent in terror into a blizzard. Theory 3, a Soviet military weapons test. The area was used for military experiments. The radiation, the unusual injuries, the immediate government classification, it fits. In 2019, Russian authorities officially reopened the case and concluded an avalanche variant was responsible. Almost nobody believes them. The case remains, officially, unsolved. What makes the Dyatlov Pass incident so enduring is not just the horror of what happened, it's the complete absence of a satisfying explanation. 9 intelligent, experienced people made a decision that night that no rational analysis can fully explain. They chose to leave warmth, shelter, and equipment to walk into a lethal blizzard in their socks. Something on that mountain terrified them more than certain death from exposure. Whatever it was, it worked. If you want more deep dives into history's most disturbing unsolved cases, subscribe now. Every week we go somewhere history doesn't want you to look.